They wrote his name on the missile. "At your service, Sayyed Mujtaba." A single weapon, cluster warheads, and the heart of Israel's most populated region, shredded. 10 days in, no ceasefire, no hesitation. Iran isn't just fighting a war anymore, it's signing its strikes. The war Israel started a week ago is now burning its own home. Cluster bombs scattered across the Gush Dan area of central Israel on March 8th, wounding at least 7 people after Iran fired a ballistic missile into the heart of the country's most densely populated region. According to Israel's Magen David Adom, a 40-year-old man suffered severe shrapnel injuries and was rushed to hospital in serious condition. A 25-year-old was treated for moderate wounds, and a 56-year-old was evacuated with light injuries. The Fire and Rescue Authority worked simultaneously across 2 impact sites, both originating from a single missile that had spread its payload wide. According to MDA paramedic Yekeskel Goldreich, who was in a nearby park when the sirens sounded, the scene was one of panic and blood.
We are aware of the damage caused as a result of the explosion of these cluster munitions. At the moment, we have 1 injured woman who was taken to the hospital for medical treatment in moderate condition as a result of shrapnel or a stone that struck her. At the same time, we have 3 additional sites with damage only. This is exactly the cluster from those cluster bombs that we have been talking about and warning the public about. The damage that can be caused by that fragmented bomb that falls and disperses at an early stage.
It was the 4th major strike on Israeli civilians since the war began on February 28th. According to Israel's health ministry, 1,619 Israelis have been hospitalized since the fighting started. But it was what was written on one of the missiles that drew attention beyond the body count. Footage circulating on social media showed the words Labbayk Sayyed Mujtaba inscribed on the weapon, Arabic for "I am at your service, Sayyed Mujtaba," a direct dedication to Iran's newly appointed supreme leader. The missiles, it seems, were not just weapons, they were a declaration. That declaration hardened further when Iran's parliament weighed in. According to Iranian state television, Speaker Mohammad Bagher Kalibaf said on March 8th that Tehran was not seeking a ceasefire and that those he described as aggressors would face consequences.
We are not seeking a ceasefire in its war with the US and Israel. If the enemy attacks us from any country, Tehran will respond decisively.
A few hours after the statement, Iranian strikes carried on through the night. Power outages swept across Tel Aviv's suburbs, with footage showing damaged vehicles, shattered storefronts, and debris across residential streets. Iranian state media confirmed further waves of missiles had been fired, several carrying cluster warheads. The IDF said it intercepted the majority, but fragments still reached the ground. Israel struck back hard. According to the IDF, over 400 targets were hit inside Iran in the same 24-hour period, including F-14 fighter jets at Isfahan airport and ammunition bunkers across Tehran. A senior Iranian military official, Al-Qassem Babayan, head of the Supreme Leader's military bureau, was killed in a precision strike in the capital. 10 days in, neither side is blinking. Iran is writing its new leader's name on the missiles it fires at Israeli cities. Parliament in Tehran says there will be no ceasefire, and on the ground in central Israel, people are still pulling shrapnel out of the grass. An unnamed official from Iran's Ministry of Intelligence went public with a claim that stopped people in their tracks. According to Iran's Tasnim news agency, the official said Israel was plotting a false flag operation, one that would use drones or missiles to strike Al-Aqsa mosque in East Jerusalem, and then pin the blame on Iran and what Tehran calls the resistance axis.
The plan could involve a false flag operation using drones or missiles aimed at the mosque compound.
The alleged timing is what makes this claim particularly charged. The official said the attack, if real, could come ahead of Al-Quds Day, the annual pro-Palestinian day of solidarity observed across the Muslim world. The argument being that a strike on one of Islam's holiest sites, blamed on Iran, would turn Arab and Muslim public opinion sharply against Tehran at a moment when Iran is already in open confrontation with what it calls American-Israeli aggression. And then came the detail that raised eyebrows even among skeptics. The Iranian official pointed to what he described as a gradual evacuation of Israeli settlers from areas surrounding the Al-Aqsa mosque compound, reportedly beginning on Thursday. He suggested the move could be connected to preparations for exactly such a plan. Whether that evacuation is routine, precautionary, or something else entirely, no independent confirmation has emerged. Meanwhile, on the ground in Jerusalem, the Al-Quds Governorate reported that Israeli occupation police were planning to close Al-Aqsa Mosque to worshippers on Friday, blocking the holding of Friday prayers altogether. This was not an isolated incident. According to the same reports, Israeli forces had been restricting access to the mosque since the beginning of what the sources described as the aggression against Iran, regularly forcing worshippers to leave and preventing the performance of evening and Taraweeh prayers at the site. The Iranian official closed his statement with a direct appeal, calling on, in his words,
Muslims and international actors to warn Israel and its Western allies against carrying out any operation targeting the holy site.
He added that an attack on Al-Aqsa Mosque would constitute a grave crime with far-reaching consequences.
It reads like something pulled from a Cold War thriller. Iran's most senior military commander, Brigadier General Esmail Qaani, the head of the Revolutionary Guard's elite Quds force, has reportedly been arrested and may have already been executed. The charge: treason at the very top of the Islamic Republic. According to The Sun, reports began circulating in Arab online media that Qaani was sentenced to death after going completely silent in the days following last Saturday's killing of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The IDF confirmed the operation in a statement that read,
50 Israeli Air Force fighter jets dismantled Ali Khamenei's underground military bunker beneath the Iranian regime's leadership compound in Tehran.
That was the strike that ended the Ayatollah's life. But Qaani was not there. And that, according to sources in Lebanon, Iraq, and Iran, is exactly what made him look guilty. He has earned the nickname, the man with 9 lives. For years, Qaani would leave buildings, bunkers, and meeting rooms shortly before Israeli missiles turned them to rubble. He reportedly slipped away from the site where Hezbollah heir apparent Hashem Safieddine was killed. He was not present when Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah was struck down. And now, according to unverified reports, he was gone from the presidential compound minutes before the blitz that killed Khamenei himself. Whether that is the work of a brilliant spy, extraordinary luck, or something else entirely, Tehran appears to have made its judgment. Reports suggest interrogators finally ran out of reasons to believe him. Qaani took command of the Quds force in January 2020, after the United States assassinated his legendary predecessor, Qasem Soleimani. He inherited the entire architecture of Iran's so-called axis of resistance across the Middle East, and he ran it while watching more than 40 senior comrades fall in a single opening salvo of Operation Epic Fury. He survived them all. Tehran has not confirmed the reports of his arrest or execution, but the silence from the regime on his whereabouts speaks loudly on its own. While Iran's leadership collapses from within, the war outside its borders is escalating at a pace that is difficult to absorb. Israel has also begun targeting Hezbollah infrastructure in the Dahiyeh area of Beirut's southern suburbs. An unprecedented evacuation warning sent residents flooding onto the roads out of the Lebanese capital, blocking traffic for miles as families tried to flee. Iran, meanwhile, has struck beyond Lebanon and Israel. According to The Sun, Iran blew up Bahrain's largest petrol refinery overnight, sending global markets into turmoil. The attack on the Gulf state marks a widening of the conflict that few analysts had publicly anticipated this quickly. At sea, the United States has begun what sources describe as a mission to sink Iran's entire navy. One Iranian warship, the Shahid Beheshti, has already been destroyed. The vessel had only been in service for a year, unveiled by the IRGC in February 2025. The scale of all of this is hard to overstate. A supreme leader is dead. His most senior military commander may have been executed by his own government as a spy. Iran's navy is being dismantled. Tel Aviv is being hit by cluster bombs. Beirut is evacuating. And a major Gulf refinery is on fire. The bunker beneath Tehran's leadership compound, the one Khamenei was meant to use as a secure emergency asset before combat, was blown apart before he ever reached it. That detail says something about the speed and precision of what has unfolded here. Whoever was feeding Israel and the United States information from inside the Iranian regime did so with extraordinary accuracy.